Looking back to the panel we were just in the last section, we also have one other setting in here, which needs a little bit more explaining, and that is our pretty much our color mode and our bit depth. Right now we have our bit depth set to 8, but it can go up to 16. And once we actually have a 16-bit image, we can turn that into a 32-bit image. So let's just start out with an 8-bit image and click OK. Actually, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so we can actually work with it. And I'm going to change that to white. Click OK. So now we have an 8-bit image, and we can go up to Image, Mode, and view that we have an 8-bit image and that it's RGB. Another thing to keep in mind is with the last panel, not everything is permanent. You can change any of those settings while you're working within the program. We can change the image size by right mouse clicking on this bar up here, go to image size, and then we can adjust our resolution and all of these other settings that we also had to start out with. We can also go up to image and change the image size within the top toolbar. So there's a lot you can do. But let's go ahead and change this up to a 16-bit image. Now what this is going to do is actually remove some of the capabilities, some of the filters that we have available within Photoshop. If you take a look at the filter list, you can see a lot of them are grayed out, and that's because they won't work with 16-bit images because they're using a lot more colors and they have a lot bigger bit depth than, of course, an 8-bit image. It's double the colors. And there's one more setting beyond this, which is actually HDRI, which is high dynamic ranged image. If we go up to image mode, and once we're already at 16-bit, we can change it to 32-bit. But if your input source, let's say your digital camera, is not taking 32-bit images, then you really shouldn't change it because you're not going to get any more quality out of it. So we'll go to 32-bit image, and now we have what we're working with is an HDRI image. And we can go up to our filters and see that even more of them are blurred out now or grayed out because there's really not a whole lot of different settings you can use on an HDRI image. Even under image, there's certain things that we cannot do. We can't adjust the levels or the auto levels or do any color mixing or anything like that with HDRI images. And pretty much another name for HDRI is a raw image. If you have a digital camera and you're taking raw images, those are going to be 32-bit images. So that's something to keep in mind. Of course, when you're importing a raw image, it will automatically be detected as a 32-bit image. But there's only so much editing you can do within Photoshop with them.